Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you.
What's up, my fellow horror lovers? Welcome to the Death Twitch Horror Review, only found on Effin' Ingenious. I'm Eric Harrison, as always, and how are you guys? How you doing? Really? You're fucking kidding me. Damn, I'm sorry, man, that's messed up. But look, I know something's gonna cheer you up. We're gonna talk about Black Christmas from 1974.
Black Christmas. If this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
Rated R.
Black Christmas from 1974. It's plot time. The plot is that there's a group of sorority sisters at a sorority house. You know, it's Christmas, vacation, I guess. Some of them are going away, some are staying at the house. They keep getting these fucking obscene phone calls from some dude that's calling us, like, saying some messed up shit like, I want to stick my tongue in your pussy. Shit like that. I swear to God, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I was out of town. I guess that's not a good alibi to use. It was a phone call. I could have been anywhere. But the point is that then eventually this dude starts stalking and killing them throughout the house one by one. So this movie was directed by Bob Clark. He also directed the polar opposite Christmas classic, A Christmas Story, that gets shown on TV every year since it was made. So that's pretty kind of interesting that he made like the two seminal but polar opposite Christmas movies, Black Christmas and A Christmas Story. The guy covered all his options there. It's considered to be one of the first slasher movies. I don't think I would dare call it the first. A lot of people consider Psycho to be the first slasher, and if you're kind of a film historian, you can probably go back before even Psycho and find something that could be considered the first slasher movie, but Black Christmas is considered amongst the very first, and it's widely considered to have inspired the movie Halloween by John Carpenter. In fact, I think there's a little bit of a controversy about this because I've read that for whatever reason, John Carpenter and Bob Clark were working on something together, and he asked Bob about, would you ever consider making a sequel to Black Christmas? And Bob said no, but if I did, I'd set it on Halloween, and it would be about a guy that escapes an asylum and kills people. And then next thing you know, Halloween comes out. I'm not going to touch that. I wasn't there for the conversation. I don't know what the details might have been. If Halloween is a ripoff of Black Christmas, which plenty of people have claimed. Halloween's still my favorite movie. That's never going to change. But anyway, so you might not have had Halloween without Black Christmas. You got to give credit where credit is due, I suppose. This movie stars Olivia Hussey, who I guess the only other thing that really comes to mind is she did Romeo and Juliet like back in the 60s or something. And John Saxon delivering his John Saxon wonderfulness to this movie. He's a solid actor. He's a good guy. He plays a detective or a cop, as, you know, per usual. He seems to have played quite a few of those in horror movies. But he does a good job. They say that this movie is based on either one of two things. There was a series of murders in Quebec around the holiday times. And so some people are like, maybe it's based on that. But there's some kind of an urban legend called the Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. And so it's said that this movie is either based on one of those two things. This is considered to be the first. The calls are coming from inside the house. And that's not really a spoiler because you can pick that up pretty early on in the movie.
Yes, the caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house. Jess! Jess, get out! And don't go up there. But
so that's cool. Like, this movie really was pretty groundbreaking. They had the whole POV shots for the slasher, which may have been the first slasher POV. I'm not sure. Correct me on that if you know better. And they got, you know, the kills in there. They got the stalking going on. They got the killers in the house deal. So yeah, this movie is pretty awesome. Let's get into this. There's this character, Miss Mac, played by Marian Waldman. She's fucking hilarious character. In fact, that's something I want to mention about this movie, is that there's plenty of comic elements going on. Bob Clark really knew how to sprinkle in the comedy when necessary into this movie to break up some of the horror, but it's not too much comedy that it feels like you're watching a comedy. It still goes back into being a horror movie, but every once in a while you get a nice little chuckle out of something. That is cool. I like that.
What you made me do?
I gotta say, like, this movie is very, very, very well made. Like, this guy knew what he was doing. There's a lot more story and characters going on than there is kills. So I think for those of you out there that are kind of just want to see the killings, you might be bored. The rest of us, pretty good movie if you're really interested in seeing like a story actually play out. Okay, so to keep me from going on for too long, let's wrap this up. Black Christmas from 1974, 4.5 out of 5 stars. A really pretty damn good horror movie set around Christmas time. Check it out, peeps. Good enough. Good enough, sucker. Oh, yeah. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? All right. Fucking ingenious.